Hello, Age of Wonderites. Welcome back to another episode of the How to Play series. This time we are covering the map editor and all the basics that are involved. So to bring up the map editor, you start off on the launcher and go over to the miscellaneous tab, and the wee button down here, Age of Wonders 3 editor. It's going to start up with the creator engine. It takes quite a while to load. You may think it's frozen or it's not going to load up at all. Just wait a little while and it will appear. To just give you an example of how long it takes. I will just wait for the whole time, so you don't have to think, it's how'd it work for this guy? How long did it take him to play? So this is what you see as soon as you bring up the editor. Nothing works at all. You can't do anything until you go to File, New, and this brings up the how you start off a map. Now don't go into Advanced because this does not work at the moment. This will be the random generator, so that you don't have to start off on a brand new map. So you start off like this. You can make a scenario map or a campaign map. These are exclusive. You can convert it later on, but it's easier to start off normal. I'm going to start off without the underground and only one player, so I can show you how to add more. We'll do a scenario map and small because it does get created a lot faster. Also, do note before we go into anything else, you do notice a lot of things here are missing. That's perfectly fine. They're not actually missing. Everything works fine. So it's not broken. It all works okay. This will take a wee while. You'll notice now you've got the necropolis, which is the Archon dwelling. Perfectly fine. It's still in game and everything. So we're just waiting for this to load up. While we do that, I'll detail the left and right hand sides of the screen. The left is the content browser, so you select something, this is where it'll appear. You can mess around with its stats in here. And the right is the library, and this is where you place everything onto the map. Now you saw how long that took. If I had started clicking these buttons and tried to place things, it would have crashed. So just wait until it appears. That's all you have to do, and you're good to go. So first of all, just check out the controls in game. In the editor, it's the exact same as in game, except left and right click does things different. But the zooming and WASD and things like that, they're all the exact same. When you zoom out, you go to the cloth map, you zoom in, you get a nice little mini map in the top right. You can disable that. I will show that in a few moments. And before we get into talking about what you see here, we'll talk about all the other options. So you can open a map or you can save it. The default directory is in My Documents, My Games, AOW3, and then Maps. That's the same for pretty much all computers, I reckon. And then you've also got your save as close, and exit. Close will just close the map. And then pretty nice feature here, you can cut, copy and paste objects. So I'll just pick something random here. And the same type of hotkeys you'd get for something like Microsoft Office and things. So cut and paste a couple of these guys. And then just get rid of them. So you can do that. Paste means you can paste it multiple times, which is really handy. And you also have undo and redo. You can't undo and redo everything. For example, the erase tool can't be undone, but it is very handy. So maybe we can undo some of these. So like we change the stats, you can undo that. You can undo, I guess specifically the main advantage for undo and redo would be like this. So if you do some very small finite changes to the map, you can just change them and then bring them back, which is really handy. Or of course you can just press the buttons too, which is very awkward. Definitely get used to all the hotkeys in the game. If you go to settings, down to hotkeys, you'll see there's not a lot, but everything that's critical does have a hotkey for it. So yeah, probably get to learn these, make your map making experience a whole lot easier. Okay. What else have we got up here? Don't really mess around with debug. It's just for making sure things aren't broken. The only thing you want to check out in debug is the show atlas. So you'll see here, show mini atlas. We'll get rid of this minimap, but also this weird faded color border, which is really nice to get rid of when you're making a map, I think. Still zoom out, everything works fine. I also notice, well, turn that back on just for easy access. Now, show overview atlas makes your current view look like you're on the zoomed out view on the cloth map. And this works the whole way. So let's turn that off. Now if you zoom out, you'll notice it's been automatically enabled. If we click that, this doesn't get disabled. In actuality, you are enabling the feature, so no matter how much we zoom in, we're still on the cloth map mode. So that's something to be aware of. Let's just put this back to default. Very good. Okay, anything else in here we want to show off? Refresh content, I assume, is for when you're adding things to the editor midway. And then you've got all like things that you show on the map and the mini map. Map settings, now this is where all the guts and glory comes in for adding things to your actual map. So you can mess around with the sky dome. So let's say you want it to be the underground or the surface, things like that. Very useful. Let's see. Here you mess around with your map name, so you can put what you want to call it. You know, best map ever. Let's see. What else have we got? Oh, description. So scroll down a wee bit more. The best map in the world. Yay! And then preview level. Now the preview level works on your layers. So let's say we want to add another surface layer. So you go through the first underground layer is actually going to be another surface layer using the same sky dome. And then if you want, drop down, you add in some undergrounds. So I go surface, surface, underground, and then you'll go add another underground. You go surface, surface, underground, depths. Add in another one, depths 2. So that's very interesting. And now you can change that to 4. And when you go into scenarios, which is where all these maps get saved to, the image of this map will be of the level 4. So whatever we do on this mini map, this is what you'll see as a preview for your map. So you can only get one. You can't get all your levels, unless you make some sort of custom art perhaps. So let's see, we'll just drag this out a wee bit. So here you set the win conditions. So defeat the enemy leader, or protect the leader, or do some sort of allied victory. Basically it's a lot of the things that you set in game. You can now hard code them into the maps so that they can't be changed in the options, or you can just set them as, you know, obvious indicators of where you want the map to go. So let's see. Now -1 is the default. That means it's not going to be affected. This will affect all players on the map. So if we were to set this to 50, then everyone's starting gold would be 50. If we set it to -50, it defaults back to 1. So it's very interesting. It works for everybody, so it's a very fast way to just set up your maps. See user settings, so you can set up the leaders that are on the map. Basically these are all the things you can set inside the advanced settings in game. So like things like win condition, if you want allied victory, etc, etc. Again, max hero will just be default, so you set that in game. But if you want it, you're not allowed more than 5. There you go. You do have that option as well. So let's drag that down. Now locked settings, so do you want leaders on the map? So yes, we do want locked leaders on the map. So that's very interesting. Things like this as well. You've got so much control over making maps now. So blocked lords, you set this up. Leaders you do not want to play on your map, you can just drag them over. So it's a lot of fun. So you don't want Drugal, Veraditus, or Urla, or Lucian, if you choose. Also forbidden upgrades. Now this is something that a lot of people have been asking for. For example, you can ban wooden walls or all the class buildings, so you can just play with the races. So it's going to be a lot of fun doing things like this, and especially without wooden walls. All you've got is your stone walls. Oh no. Okay. So I think this is where a lot of people are going to just use the editor just for this feature, have a lot of fun. Here you've got your overrides. Let's see, what do these do? I haven't actually touched these before. Maybe you can't do anything with them. Cool. Okay. Now this is where we set up adding more players. So we can add player 2 and player 3, and also delete. Don't think you can't delete the independents. You can set up what they have. You can add scripts based on when the independents, not their leader, when they do some diplomacy, when they find a city, for example. This becomes more evident when you're talking about another player. You can also rename your player to, me and you. Even if you use small letters and you add in some spaces, it'll automatically fix that so that you're okay, you're good to go. Additional skills, you can give yourself some extra abilities. Let's say, these guys are not a warlord. If you want, let's give them the warlord ability. So that's a lot of fun. Excluded skills, so things they're not allowed to have. And blocked starting skills, things they will not start the game with. For example, if you don't want anyone to start with a scout, Again, there's a script manager. External income, so now you can personalize the income for everybody. So 0 means they don't gain anything extra. 50 means just you guys are going to get an extra 50 gold. Well, we'll give you an extra 600. Whee! Let's see. So the leader direction, that's the direction the leader is facing when you start off on the map. The controller, is it human or one of the AI difficulties? And is it locked? So can we, in the options when we're setting up and playing the map, can you change this? Well, no, this is only a king. And let's see. So if we go to the custom, the default characters that come with the game, you can then set who this leader actually is. So we want it to be Valerie. And I'm using a new computer at the moment, so I don't have any of my custom leaders, but that's what they would be sitting inside settings. And lowered locked, so you cannot change the leader. It has to be Valerie, for example. And teams, so you guys are on team A and I am on team B or C. Also throne manager, no idea what this does. Allow throne city, I assume means you're allowed to have throne city. So if you set that to false, then you've got Iron Man mode built into your maps, so that's be a lot of fun. If you set it to true, don't really know what else. What was that other option? City link, no idea what that does. But Iron Man mode, that's what you're looking for here. Very cool feature. Iron Man mode means when your leader dies, you lose, so you don't have like that respawn feature coming into the game. And disable AI spawning units, so you don't get free units if this is given to the AI instead of a human player. So just leave that on false. And then diplomacy, you saw this in the official video released by Narvek. Basically you can set up the default relations between guys. So if we set up another player, now we can go into relations. Oh, maybe I've set it to locked, but yeah, this is where you set up your relations. And you can do the same thing for cities. So independent cities, if we place some, you can set them in here, which is very cool. Okay, I think we're done there. Map resources, no idea, not a clue what this does. I've not really got this far through the editor yet. This is only the basics, but we will do another video covering all these advanced things later on. And yeah, again for these guys, no idea. I assume it's just for setting up like default features on your maps if you want to test it out, what it's like on a lower quality computer, so everyone knows, you know, what it's going to look like for someone who's not using advanced graphics, I guess. Placing, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. So you can check out items that are in game. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I've not really messed around with the tools yet. Campaign editor for stringing together your maps. So yeah, here, this top bar, you can set who you're placing items for. So on default, it is independence. So you notice this Dragon's Peak now belongs to the independence. And if we set it to me, then this one should be, there we go. Yes, should be using now my colors. And now make sure when you select this that you right click to deselect or click anywhere, so you're not selecting there anymore, because if you use WSD to move, check out that it's moving along with you. You do not want that. So yeah, and let's just delete all these. Now this is a very powerful feature. Again, you've got the slide bar, so you can change out this change the size of your hex selection. So I'm going to make this the default huge maximum size and get rid of these quickly. Now normally right click change cancels a selection, does not do that for a race tool, so do be careful when you right click and expect to move on again. That's what I've been doing. I keep right clicking and then clicking erase and deleting everything, and because you can't undo your erases with Control Z, you make quite a few mistakes that way. Now you can go through all the different layers on your map. So we've got 0, which is the topmost surface, and you've got the one above it, which is another surface. Then we've got more underground layers, which is very cool. Save and play has not worked for me yet, but basically what happens, you finish your map, click save and play, it'll launch the game but straight into your map, so you don't have to go through the main menu and things. Let's see, we're 14 minutes in, guys. That gives us enough time to go through the library. So start off with terrain. So do note that you can place all your typical surface terrains underground as well. So we'll maybe make this a bit bigger, have a wee bit more fun. And this is using the sky dome for the underground. Perhaps we can change that. Let's have a wee nosy. Sky dome. So you got the hero scenes. No idea why they're there. See what happens if we select one. Didn't really do anything. Surface sky dome, yes. Ah, okay. I'm sure there's some way to change it. So yeah. Now, a very cool feature is this convert to theme. I had no idea what this did until I saw it in Narvek's video. So now we've set this all as tropical. If we convert to theme inside, we set it all to temperate rather. If we go to tropical, we can convert it all to the tropical version of those tiles. So you see, the first one is fertile plains savanna, fertile plains grass. So the savanna is the tropical equivalent of fertile plains grass, and etc., for the whole way down the list. So you've got 3 types of trees in each specialization. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 types of mountains in them all. So you've got your big mountains. Whoop, let's zoom out a wee bit. And your coastal mountains. Oh, that's not mountains. There we go. Let's make this a wee bit smaller. Yeah. Looking good. Okay. A very cool thing is when you're changing your brush size, if you do not click with the right click anywhere, you can use your mouse wheel to change that. Right click and you're now back to zooming in and out on the map. It's just very a handy little tip for changing things on your map. Let's change these all back. And now I'm just looking on the mini map to know where I'm placing things. Makes things a little bit easier. Okay. So all your options, you've got fertile plains, all your 4 different types, and you've got barrens, you've got wetlands. Wetlands will place water, so it does, for example, it does dip in. If you can see just a wee bit, it's a wee bit lower, and I'll show that off when we go into the sculpting. You've also got different types of trees. Oh, not trees. There we go. Annoying bug is if you select the one at the bottom, it won't work. It just defaults back to the top. So you got to scroll down a wee bit and then select it. And your final type, and they all have their own different equivalents. So I'll show them off now very quickly. So there's the ice trees, tropical trees. They look very cool. Blighted trees. They look awesome. And your volcanic trees. Oh, we're in water. There's a bug that's going around at the moment. I don't have this one at home because I'm in the labs at the moment, but where these all get squished and you lose a lot of your control features. So that's a bit of a shame. Oh well. So we've went through them anyway. Now we shall do the roads. Oh, actually, it's a good thing we do have water, because that's something that we need. And this is what I was talking about. When you place water, you get that dip down. So if we go to where we don't have access anymore, temperate and bogs, you'll notice that they sort of run into the bogs a little bit different. Now the terrain's like dipping down. So it's just an important thing to keep note of. So when you want to create a bridge, you select 2 different sides and you drag your mouse along. Do note that now right mouse button will delete roads. If you delete the 2 either side, then moving onto this hex will cost that increased movement points relevant to the tile that you're placing on top of. So do make sure you've got your roads leading up directly on top of the bridge. What else would be interesting? I don't know why you'd need a bigger, it looks a little bit crazy, why you'd want a bigger hex size. You can also get really crazy with your roads. Things can get quite awkward. So on the map I'm making at the moment, I'm going for an overgrown world, one that used to be inhabited but has now been overgrown. So say you've got something like this, and you want your road to say it was originally, let's get rid of all these roads. Okay, so our road was originally going straight up and down. For here, you've no way to tell that the road went from here over here to this X, because the default just sends it up top right direction. So you may need to go in, do a wee bit of custom editing to make it a little bit more obvious that's the path that your road used to take. You cannot rotate roads the direction they're facing. It's my only little awkward noticing problem with roads so far. Let's see what else we got here. Now sculpting is very fun. So, well, make this a little bit bigger so it's a lot more obvious. You can't actually raise the terrain a huge amount, but it makes a huge difference, and you don't notice it until you've actually got it working like with cities and things. So if we just snap to maximum, and then we'll make it a lot smaller, and snap to minimum. Oh, no, there we go. So you can already see these like really nice terrains that we're getting on the go here. So we've got nice, this is all raised to the maximum. Now you can create little sort of entrance ways, like paths into small kingdoms almost, which is really cool. Let's see, we'll go for a nicer terrain type. And maybe if we go up to the surface, it'll be even more obvious. So let's go sculpting. Where is it? Where is sculpting? There we go. So everything's on the maximum. Whoa. Okay. I don't know where we were. There, yeah, it's a lot more obvious up here with the brighter sky. So you can see now these like huge hills, and if you place a city on top, oh, okay, we'll go through that later. Delete. So you can see like things placed on top of these wee hills look cool. They don't actually do anything. It doesn't cost extra movement points to go from down low to up high. It just looks good, and I'm all for things looking good. So let's see, we've done roads and sculpt. Smooth will say we've got now maximum and minimum here. This will smooth things out. Yeah, pretty obvious, but you can sort of see. Let's see. Turn on the wireframe. You can see things moving in action. So let's go somewhere we haven't really done yet. So you can see the terrain moving. And now you can. I don't know if you can see this properly. You can almost see the shadows for the edges here. So these ones here, you can just about see the shadow. So it's a really interesting way to see how the game is working. I don't know if you'd really want to edit in wireframe mode, but it could be fun. Now decorations are a lot of fun. So if we just set up some different types of terrain here. Volcanic. Oh, we got all our things back, did we? Very good. Okay. And we go back to decorations now. Perhaps it's something to do with this. I don't know. Anyway, so the trees. If we place the trees on nice temperate terrain, there we go. They appear normal. Place them on Arctic terrain. You've now got the Arctic equivalent of these. I don't know, whatever type of trees these are. Blighted, or these like burning trees. Do note that it is the middle mouse button to rotate. So you don't have to go in here, select the item and then do it the awkward way. This is what I was doing before the official video came out, and it's like, how did he rotate without placing? Makes things so much better. You've got all the different equivalents, which is really cool. And I think it's a lot of fun to, let's go back to temperate. Okay. So we go back into decorations. I think these things look really good placed next to normal trees. It adds a wee bit of variety, I think. You can place them inside as well. It might make it lag a little bit too much if you add tons of these things. That could be good for placing paths, actually. Make things a bit more obvious. I should do that in my map. It's a really good idea. Okay. So some cool things you can do. For example, let's see. Let's go up to this top corner here. And we'll put the terrain, or sculpt the terrain all the way up to the maximum. Okay. And then we'll smooth it down a wee bit. Looking pretty good. Okay, and we'll get our roads in, down to the minimum. That's what I was talking about, the roads being quite awkward. When you just want to drag a line, you get all this weird stuff. Okay. And then we go back into decorations, and we want to guide the player, so yeah, it's really dodgy. I'm not placing the correct ones yet. But yeah, there is enough fence tiles so that you can piece them together perfectly without any sort of breaks. So if you just try to work with one, typically you'll not get a very smooth looking fence, but there are pieces that work there better than those other pieces. So do just mess about with things until you get the right order. So yeah, we'll stick that there, why not? We'll go for a wee bit of a light, and yeah, there we go. I really like this feature. This is very cool. I think it looks awesome, especially if you put like a glow underneath it, and then you can put in some fantastic objects, and then you put in a trigger here through markers, or through whatever really. Markers is the only real thing I've messed around with so far. Put an item in, there you go. It makes things a little bit more obvious. So now this is really like a point of interest to the player. You're attracting their eye. You see, maybe just in the fog, you'll see this shine of light. So you place that off in the corner like this. The light will shine through the fog. And if you guide the player through paths as well, that's just as good. So I don't think there's really anything else we should show off with. One other thing. Some decorations do have an effect, like these. Walk on top of this, and you are slowed. So trigger locations. Oh, cool. And scripts. Haven't messed around with these yet. Waiting for the video to be released from Narvek. Anything else that's worth talking? Some of them are a little bit bigger than 1 hex. So we place this. Let's see. Light smoke rising. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So you'll see this is a wee bit bigger than 1 hex. It affects some of them around it. So dark smoke rising. It looks, well, at least it looks bigger than 1 hex anyway. It looks like it's affecting all the ones around it too. There we go. So you can definitely see smoke rising from this one too, and this one here too. I think that's actually a good thing. So we place some nice trees underneath it, and go for a wee bit of blighted terrain. There we go. It already looks a wee bit better. Nope. Cool. Okay. You can also place some leaders. So this is where you say you want your starting conditions. So we've got me, we've got these guys, and we've got those guys. Okay. Now if we want to start the map now, it would work fine. You don't need to have any actual cities under your control. You just need to have all your leaders placed. That's all that you need to play the game. But it's probably wise to give each guy a city. So, oh, no. So it's very hard to notice the city. I missed it for ages until someone told me on the forums. It's the icon that does not have an icon, the city core. Now you first place it, right click to get rid of the options, and you can now set up all of the options. So let's go in here and see what they all do. So your first option is set the direction. You've got 2 options here. They're easier to show off when you actually have a race set. Is it raised or not? We don't want it raised. If the AI controls it, can they run away? Or we want to say, no, you're not allowed to run away. Default defender strength, we'll just leave it on default for now. Who owns the city? So I will own it. So you can see now the domain border art is changing. The name of the city, we'll just call it, Center 1. The race, so this is very fun. We'll go for the dwarf. Nothing happens yet until you set the size of the city. Go for a dwarven metropolis. So now if we go into set the direction, you'll notice things changing a wee bit. This also changes the position of the your class building. So it's always behind your main structure, so it's either here or here. And what else have we got in here? Does it have walls or not? So random, stone or wood or none. Give it some stone walls. It doesn't update here, but it will have the stone walls in game. You can put some items on top of it, or not items, rather upgrades. So what does it start off with, basically? Is it matched? Is the race of the city matched to the race of the leader? This only affects at the start of the game. And so if you capture it halfway through the game as a different leader, it doesn't automatically change or anything like that. Alignment. So is it a pure evil city, for example? This is basically more important for independent settlements, because the city's alignment will change to your own over time. And is that alignment fixed? If it's fixed, it won't change over time. That's always an important thing to note. Say you do want, some evil elves in this forest, so we'll set up like a wee sure, this is where the evil elves are up here. Give them a city. This is going to be for player 2, for example. These are evil elves. Well, yeah, that's how you place it. What other options have we got? If they're independents, will they generate quests? Can you interact with them? That's like negotiations and things. Randomized diplomatic start, so are you on peace, or will they declare war on you, or will they just start off on neutral? No randomized, no thank you. And will they get the starting upgrades, so will they have like a barracks and things? Well, yeah, why not? Give it to them. And then again, you can add some scripts, no idea what these do yet, or just delete the structure, start all over again. Can't undo that. See, now our undos, if you look in the minimap, it's undoing all this stuff. Just hold Y, bring it all back. Oh, you can only do so many. Interesting. Oh no, good, good, good. Nice. And we don't still have our city. Oh, we do. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Now, is there anything else we want to go over? We're running out of time here, guys. You can place heroes, and whoever you've selected up here, yet again, is who it will belong to. I wonder if you can place the same hero. No. Yeah. Go for player. You guys. And the banner changes. Be really cool if this changed based on the color of the unit that owned it. So, an independent leader too. Okay. And you can also filter these. No, you want just Archon Revenant leaders. Awesome. So yeah, sorcerer leaders, Yamane the Liquid. Hello, Yamane. Okay, pickups. So Flotsam is the money that floats in water, so you can't place that on land. It has to be on water. Yeah, you can place them anywhere, I think. Scrolls of Knowledge, all your typical ones here. Column of Champions. This is the level up for your leaders. Cartographer's Tent displays an important location on the map, basically a city or some sort of structure. You know what these other ones are. I think they're pretty obvious. Yeah. Production resources. Lots and lots of silver. Cool. And then you've got your direct items. Again, you can set these by the type of items. Each one jewels and rarity. You want the very rare jewels. Let's see, any ones we haven't seen. What's this? Essence of Garlic is very rare. It's really hard to get garlic in Age of Wonders. Markers. So conditional pioneer market. I have no idea what these all do actually. Ooh, that looks nice. So AI blocker means the AI will not walk through here. So let's say you want to, let's see, terrain. Go for this. Now, something that it'd be fun. So let's say you do not want the AI to go on top of mountains, and you're going to play that way as well. You know, if you want to play, for example, a story map, instead of having to place those horrible mountains that have this on it, where is it? These unpassable mountains that you can't actually even see. If you don't want them to walk on top of it, you place the marker. There we go. Oh, let's go over a bit more. Now the AI can't walk here. All I need to do is place it on the border, because they can't summon up here. And this way, if you play, you know, honestly, then you don't have to worry about, you know, sneak attacks from mountains. A lot of fun. I think that's everything here actually, guys. Leaders have been done, structures have been done. Oh, well, yeah, units. Let's see. And you can stack these multiple times. We now have 6. If we go for the erase tool, and we'll select this one. Whoop, make the erase tool a wee bit smaller. There we go. Notice we have the 4th one selected. Delete. I got rid of them. Oh, I got rid of them all. If you go for decorations, I think that's more important. So, boom. Okay. Now notice we select the middle one. Go to erase. I did that backwards actually. There we go. Now select it, middle, erase. What it's supposed to do, I'm probably doing it just the complete wrong way. You select the one you've selected, and it will delete up to that point. So maybe I'll select it again. There we go. Okay, so it deleted up to the point that we had selected and left all the other ones. It's really good for not deleting all the ones that you do not want to get rid of. But again, it's another one of those things that could be a lot more powerful, and it will be in time. So I think that's just done here for this one, guys. We'll go through all the more advanced things in another video as the information gets released to us, especially these interesting things. I think the campaign editor is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the campaigns that get made. Maybe we'll see some Age of Wonders 1 and 2 campaigns. That'd be a lot of fun. And if you've created any interesting maps yet, bring them up onto the forums, and I'll have a wee nosy and see what you guys have got started so far. I'll see you guys in the next video, where I'm going to go back to the original How to Play series and show off where we are progressing against the Emperor AI. So see you guys in the next video.